Let's turn now to an issue which sadly affects too many of our families and friends, managing the challenges of cancer. Camp Quality is known across the country for its work providing some much-needed fun and respite for kids with cancer.
Now children who have a parent diagnosed with the disease are getting help as well. With us now is Simon Roundtree from Camp Quality and Eliza Brownlow, whose mother was diagnosed with cancer when she was just 7 years old. Good morning to both of you and thanks for joining us today.
Good morning.
Look, nice to have you with us, and I wanted to start with you this morning, if I could, Simon, and talk to us about what Camp Quality is changing, what new approach you're taking and what services you're offering.
Yeah, absolutely. For 30 years, predominantly, Camp Quality has been about supporting children with cancer, and following a whole lot of grassroots information that we've been receiving. We have 12 offices around Australia, and virtually a day goes by where we're not receiving a call from a parent with cancer asking us if we can support their child. So with that in mind, we've actually taken the step to not only support children with cancer, but move to support children who are affected by cancer from the ages of 0 through to 13.
And what sort of support do you offer?
Predominantly what we're looking at is for the children who have a parent with cancer. We've teamed up with the Uni of New South Wales and the Sydney Children's Hospital, and we actually undertook a really extensive global research to find out what these needs would be. And the two major points that came out from this was, one, that children under the age of 13 need age-appropriate information. So as you can imagine, if you are 5 or 7 or 12 years of age and your mum or dad is diagnosed with cancer, you're actually getting a lot of medical terminology and adult terminology which you just don't understand. So there's a real need to provide age-appropriate information. And the other point that came out was a lot of kids actually build up a whole lot of phobias. So they build up anxieties, fears, and that can lead to depression. So with the programs that we run for our children with cancer, which are about building optimism and resilient behaviours, we're also going to expand those so that we can actually help these kids with the mental challenges that they have. In other words, allow them to see the rocks in the road and hopefully navigate a path through them.
Eliza, good morning. I want to cut to the good news, to the good ending to your story. How's your mum?
She's great. She's been 15 years now without cancer, so she's doing great.
Well, that's fantastic. But in the meantime, and I guess when she was diagnosed, and you would have been much, much younger, how did you feel? Did you even understand what your mum was diagnosed with and what she was about to go through?
Not really. When I found out, I was 7, so I was pretty young at the time. Yeah. I remember being told she was sick, really sick. Probably not to the extent of how serious it was I told. Probably to protect me a little bit. I was very confused and quite angry, actually, about not knowing what was going on at the time.
Who did you turn to for information? Do you remember asking a lot of questions, or did you just close down? Did you not want to know?
Yeah, I did close down a bit, to be honest. I was quite scared to put my foot in it with, asking my mum or my dad, family around me, because I could see that it was a tough time for everyone involved, that being young, you don't want to say the wrong thing. And I did say the wrong thing many times, I'm sure, but yeah, it was quite a scary time.
And what sort of help, thinking back on it, would have been useful to you then?
Just to have someone to explain things in a way that you can understand, being able to talk to people who may have gone through something similar would have been really good. And also, it doesn't just end when the treatment ends. When my mum came home, we were visited by a nurse, weekly for a year due to complications. And I thought that she was going to come home and just be mum again. So just, having stuff taught to you and implemented in your life that when they do come home, you know how to go about your daily business, what they need to help, how long the recovery is going to take, just those little things that you just don't know. As a 7-year-old, you're just a bit scared.
Simon, the picture painted there by Eliza is one that's really confronting, isn't it? You can just see that frightened, uninformed 7-year-old who, as children do, she takes it on herself. It becomes her issue and she better not say the wrong thing and better not put her foot in it. That's such a burden to bear for a young person.
You're totally correct. From our research that we've undertaken, we know that on an average there's about 30 children a day around Australia find out they have a parent with cancer. And the issues that they've got to deal with, from the fears and the anxieties, the research shows that there are a number of kids fall behind in their schoolwork. They build up a lack of some social issues in terms of communication and things of that nature. So we want to be there to support these kids by building their resilience and their optimism to create better self-esteem and overall wellness for these kids, but then also give them very much age-appropriate information so they can actually understand and be part of the solution for the family, rather than being seen as a bit of an outsider.
And Eliza, one other thing I want to know is that when you're in the middle of this difficult circumstance, sometimes just any human being just wants to cut off, just enjoy some life, have some fun, and not feel guilty about it, not feel like you're indulging yourself when your mum's having such a hard time. That would have been difficult, I imagine.
Yeah, it is. You feel like, it's wrong to be happy and it's wrong to be enjoying yourself because it's such a hard time. I suppose everyone can relate to that. But, yeah, it is a difficult time, and just having someone there to explain it to you and tell you that it is okay. In my case, I was very lucky. My mum got better. But that's not always the case, and just having strategies in place to get on with your life and, move on and hopefully cope, and all those sorts of things that you don't instinctively know as a child or, a young adult.
Look, Eliza, I wish you and your family continued good health. Thank you for joining us today. And Simon, all the best with the Camp Quality project. We hope it's useful for other children too.
Fantastic. Thanks for your support.
Thanks. Take care.